Hello, it's me, Zoe. Uh, okay, today I am winging it as always, and I wanted to talk a little bit about being transgender and your identity. And I guess discovering who you are, be it before you come out, or as you begin and get involved in your own journey. For me, I I knew something was different about me from a very early age, and because of the generation that I grew up in, it took a long time for me to be able to find out the language of how I was feeling, and to find different circles of people who had similar experiences to me, who I could then relate to, and truly figure out who I was as a transgender woman. Um, I think it's a really enlightening thing and also really terrifying and daunting situation to be in, to realize that your identity isn't generically as society perceives it to be. And you have a lot of hurdles to overcome, be that coming out not only to yourself, but to your friends, your family, to your work colleagues, etc. And then obviously facing the world after that with or without support. As a teenager, as someone who's come out as someone who's come out at an older age, I think as a teenager, you go through puberty and you go through those years of discovering potentially who you are. You go through different fashion explorations and music tastes, movies, all these different things, and you start piecing together your persona and your identity. And for me, there were certain things that were me that I've still kept, like my love of rock music. I am a singer and a songwriter. I'm a very creative person. These things have always been part of who I am. And I think sometimes society can influence some of the decisions you make with regards to how you dress. Maybe you follow fashion, maybe you look back at previous fashions and they inspire you. Um, and also, I guess, different people's perspectives and maybe the perspectives of the world that are pushed by media and government can affect how you perceive yourself. So it can be a very tricky time for anyone, and you go through a process during those like early teens and mid-teens of figuring out who you are, figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. And then when you come out as a transgender person, you have to do all of that again. And that can be very, very hard. I found that I had to not only learn to process new emotions and new hormones that were running through my body, but also to navigate a completely different fashion, a completely different style. And yes, there's elements of the rocky kind of vibe that I've always loved still in everything that I do and wear. But, you go on a journey, just like when you're a young person and you're going shopping for yourself for the first time and you haven't got your parents buying all these things. You figure out what you like to wear and you try all sorts of different things, and you have fashion faux pas and you make many mistakes until you figure out exactly where you are. Now, I had many mistakes and I probably still do. I think, we're all still learning as we get older and older, and eventually our wardrobe will just settle and that'll be fine. But I, excuse me, I like to try new things, and I went through mini skirts, I went through vest tops and frilly things and lots of floral things, and I wear a couple of floral pieces these days, but it needs to have a little bit more of an edge to it now. I do not really wear mini skirts. Um, I don't wear jeans or trousers. I wear leggings and tights, and I've figured out what works for my body, what works for my style, for my age as well, which is really hard sometimes. Because when you do come out, you feel like a teenager again because one, you're going through this emotional, like hormonal roller coaster, but two, you're having to discover this whole new world that you've maybe not had access to before. And yeah, it's exciting and you do some ridiculous things, and that's okay. Just get through it and figure it out because it'll be all right. You might look back and go, "What was I thinking? What was that? Why did I wear that?" Like these things happen. It's okay. But aside from fashion, figuring out your identity and going from, for me, being seen as a male to being seen as a female has been it's been a tricky journey. Like I face so much more prejudice now, and not only do I get some of the horrible anti-female prejudice from bigoted males often, I also get like queerphobia, transphobia, and it gets hard sometimes. But I've learnt to embrace who I am and to have strength and confidence in who I am and where I sit in this world. I am a good person. I am rocky. I am edgy. I'm a singer. I'm a writer. I am a content creator. And I do all of these things for me, but also for those out there who can't see themselves in this world. If I can help influence one person, if I can show one person in this world that it's okay to exist as they are, then I'm doing a good thing. And I will continue to do this until I am no longer interested in it or until, you know, that day far, far in the future where I no longer am in this world. Embrace the things that you learn about yourself when you're going through this kind of transition, when you're on this kind of journey. Pick pieces of it and pick and choose what works for you because some of it won't. Some of the things you'll try. Oh, on that, don't be afraid to try. I'm at a point in my life right now where I am not. I am trying to not say no to things. I am trying to say yes to a lot more things, to give myself new experiences, to push me out of my own comfort zone, and to maybe open doors to things that I would never have expected to enjoy. And it's working. There are things that I've done over the past 6 months that I truly love and have introduced me to some fantastic people and are opening doors which I had never thought possible. So take chances, be positive, embrace the low days as well, but enjoy your journey into figuring out who you truly are because you're important. You're important to you, you're important to everyone in this world. Sorry, I got builders. Embrace it all and live your life as your true self because you're amazing. I'll see you soon. Loves you lots. Bye.